Hey guys, what is up? Brendan here, aka Brenbo, and today's going to be a little bit different of a video because I'm going to explain to you guys how I make my videos in the car and outside of my car, and also how I edit them, because a lot of you guys want to know what I use to edit my videos and then how I do it in general. So I'm going to explain all that to you guys in this video. So I'm going to be showing you and talking to you in the car about how I record in there, and then I'm going to explain out of the car how I edit and record out of the car. So to start, I record a lot of my videos, I should say, ever since about 3 weeks ago, because I just got this camera. I use a Nikon S6900, and I have a whole video on that. Just click right here. But basically, it's a really good camera for the price because it has a flip-out screen, so I can see if I'm in the shot, if I'm in focus, how good the lighting is, I should say. Then also, it has a wide-angle lens, which is really good for vlogging if I ever want to do that. And then, secondly, I used to use my phone for everything, thumbnails and recording. Now I just use this camera for recording and then use my phone for thumbnails still, but I'll just explain to you why when I'm in the car. Also, I have two tripods. I have one that I use for like right now, which is really big, really tall, really sturdy, which I will soon be getting a slider for so I can use B-roll on it. And then I have another one that's really, really small, and I use basically pan shots for that because it has a really good head and it's really smooth. Where this one's really stiff because it's really meant for just sitting there recording just like this. For my suction cup mounts for in the car, I used to use this, which is one suction cup meant for your phone, because I used to record only with my phone. And this is not for recording, this is for just multitasking, driving, and the phone just right here so you can easily drive and just do something on your phone, like just say Google Maps or changing the music on your radio. But I somehow converted it into a recording mechanism. All I did was really set up on my dashboard and then just faced it at me. And I never really saw anyone do this. I probably didn't come up with it, but I thought it was a really good idea. I tried it out, very cheap solution, and therefore that happened. I will explain more in the car, like I said, all this stuff that involves the car, I'll explain more in the car. But now, I use a double suction cup mount, way more sturdy. The camera doesn't shake as much because it has way more suction to the windshield, and then the head is just way more easy to move and get the best angle you want while in the car. Next off, when I'm out of the car, it's very important to have good lighting. Like right now, what I have is I'm in my garage. I have two of my LED light bars or whatever on top above me. I have the garage lights on with the garage door light on, with my windows open in the back, and the garage door open. So I have as much lighting as possible because, in my opinion, lighting is very important, because if it's dark, people might not enjoy it as much and they won't be able to see as much detail. And also when it's darker, your camera doesn't record as good quality, I should say. So your camera records the best quality when it's super bright and it can see everything basically. It's hard to explain, but always try to get as much light as possible. And even when I don't have the garage door open, which provides the most light, I always have all my lights on and try to put my windows up if it's not dark out. But always try to get as much lighting as possible. And that's why I record all my vlogs in the day and not at like sunset, because I want that sun putting the light on my face and in the car to provide the best lighting. Like I've said before, you don't need the best equipment. Every single YouTuber says it because it's true. I didn't think this at first, but after you do this for a while, you learn that it's very, very true. For example, you don't even need a tripod. If you look at my old videos, you'll see that I actually stacked boxes instead of using a tripod. I stacked boxes. That's how motivated I was, I guess, just to get a very good steady camera angle, I should say. I just stacked tons of boxes up and put my phone on and then just use something to hold my phone up so it goes straight up. Just recorded like that. And then for the car, I got that mount, like I said, $5 off Amazon. So it was just $5 to record in the car, which is very, very good. So you don't need something very hard or like difficult to start off with. You can just start out from scratch like I did. Just use boxes, it works out very good, except when it's windy out. I would have a lot of problems in the winter when I used to record, because all my boxes would fall down, I had to redo the whole thing, and it's kind of hard, but you guys get through it. You will soon make money off YouTube, or just get a job, and you'll be able to get pretty good, decent equipment. And my equipment list is nowhere near what I want either, because I still want a dolly, so I can record really good pan shots without using my tripod head to record pan shots, which is okay, but you get way better with the dolly. And then, like I said, I want a DSLR because it has way more recording options, way more crisp image, and you can attach an external mic. And I know you can with other digital cameras or things like that, but all DSLRs basically, they have the eye, like the T5i, the T6i, all have those external mics, but they're just like twice as expensive as this camera. So I'm still saving for that. There's always new recording equipment to get, so always have that in mind. So for editing, I have a laptop and a desktop. I do all my editing basically on my desktop, which is a custom desktop. And if you guys know anything about computers, then you might know what I'm saying, but if you don't know anything, just skip along because you won't understand any of it. So my custom computer has a 8-core AMD processor, 16 gigs of RAM, Asus motherboard, which there's not really any specs for that, 1 terabyte hard drive. Power supply is a 750 watt Corsair. So just nothing like too amazing, but just enough to get editing done. And then for my laptop, that's where I basically post all my videos. I just transfer it from my desktop to my laptop. Because my laptop, I can always bring it places, and I'm always posting on the go. So I never have time to post on my desktop. But basically, you don't need 2 computers, obviously. But for editing big videos, long videos, you might want a desktop or a laptop with a lot of RAM and a good CPU, because that's basically what rendering editing relies on, is RAM and CPU power. Also forgot to say, my graphics card, GTX 770 superclocked version that has nothing to do with editing, but I like to game on it occasionally. So if you guys don't know what pan shots are, because I keep saying this very often, pan shots are basically, or B-roll, same thing kind of, is when you take your camera, you go up or across, start at the top, you go down very slowly, and it gives like a really good effect to see something, but also not as a still image, just so you can see it, but it's just also moving to make it look more professional. Basically, everyone that does car reviews does this at the beginning of the video. That Dude Blue is a really good example. All his car reviews, he does B-roll at the very beginning and then talks about it in the car. And then what I want is a sliding dolly, which is basically like a really long piece of metal with a slot in the middle, and that's where your camera goes. You can just slide your camera on this board so it's always still, and you can adjust basically the speed of the B-roll. But what I'm doing, I don't think it's even meant for it. I'm just doing it because it's another way of doing B-roll, just the opposite way. All I'm doing is taking my tripod, going up and down with it to do B-roll. So videos you see like this, I am using a double suction cup mount that connects to a camcorder, a digital camera, or a DSLR. And the camera that I'm using always for the car nowadays, I used to be able to use my phone, but I figured out the quality wasn't the best, so I switched to this camera, which is a Nikon S6900. And what I like about it is it's a flip out screen, so I can always see if I'm in the frame, if it's recording, and how the brightness is behind. Or I used a 1 suction cup mount that's just for multitasking with your phone, where I turned it into a mechanism that I can record myself with my phone. It was never intended for that, so that's why it was always a little bit shaky, but I got the job done, and it was a very cheap solution because I have my phone, which everyone has, so that's kind of free basically, and then the mount was like $5. So it was a very cheap solution to vlogging or telling people things in the car. For thumbnails, I will always use my phone just because for some reason my camera doesn't take like the right size photo, I guess, for a perfect thumbnail, and I got my phone just dialed in because I use that for such a long time for making YouTube videos. So I just use my phone, and the camera is amazing on the S7. It's like the best camera out right now, so I just use that. And what I do is I just use my tripod that I use for this camera and just use that for a stabilizer and just take thumbnails with that. Also, when I'm in the car, I always like free think all the things that I say, and I know this is bad because I can maybe say something that could be wrong, or I could just make a lot of grammatic mistakes, but I feel like if you read something, people can tell, and it's very, very boring. And I feel like if you just free think everything, you can make things way more interesting, you can show more expressions, and when you read things, you're just staring at the same thing because you're trying to read it, and you can't be looking at the camera and doing all these things at once. So I feel like if you free think, it's way more entertaining, but at the same time, you can mess up on a lot of words you say. So it's a risky thing to do, but I will show you guys how I edit my videos. So we are at the setup on my computer. I'm going to explain to you guys my program I use and all the equipment that I use, and then also where you can get some things to use in your video. Before I start, these boxes right here, just there to cover, you know, my ugly bedspread. Even though probably the boxes are pretty ugly, it's kind of proof that I built my computer because all these boxes are for those parts. And then also, if you guys haven't recognized, if the microphone is very good, that is because I'm using a Blue Yeti microphone. And obviously you do not need this for automotive videos. The reason I have this is for when I had my gaming channel, and same with this webcam. And this microphone is about $120. You do not need this. You can use a Blue Yeti microphone if you want to do voiceovers even. You don't even have to do voiceovers. That's about $50, and it's by the same company, and that's what most people use actually, because it's a really good bang for your buck. This webcam, Logitech C920, 1080p HD video, very, very good. This is also what I use for my gaming channel, and basically everyone that doesn't use like DSLRs and professional cameras like that, when they do gaming channels, they use this microphone or this webcam because it's a really good microphone and records 1080p. So now to what I use. I use Sony Vegas Pro 13. And you can get 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever. It doesn't matter. Sony Vegas is very good because it has the features of every other video editor plus a lot more. Like, you will never need any more features than what Sony Vegas provides. So really, I'm not going to go in detail with this because there's so much videos on YouTube of how to use this. But I just open and I have all these folders under Brenbo. I have like the final, what videos are done, already uploaded, because you never know what you might use. You might need an old video to put in your new video to like show progress, or just what before and after. And then my intros and outros is my music, my copyright music, and then just raw footage that I still have to use, and also my thumbnails. But basically I just edit in here. It's very easy to use if you know what you're doing, and I never knew how to do any of this, and I just watched tons of YouTube videos and I just figured out how, and then after a while you just get used to doing it, so it gets pretty easy after a while. So next, if you want to use songs, because that's very important in YouTube videos nowadays, I recommend you just go to YouTube and then NCS. They provide music about every single day or every other day, like a new song. So you never run out of music to use, and all these songs you can use and not get a copyright strike. Because if you guys didn't know, if you get 3 copyright strikes, your YouTube channel gets deleted forever, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I always use music from them, and I noticed a lot of other YouTubers have too, like Vehicle Virgins and then Evan Shanks. I've noticed they use a lot of songs from these guys. So these are just all their songs. They've just been making it for years and years, and they may like upload twice a week at least. So there's just infinite choices, and I've been using these guys forever. All you have to do is in your description, link the video, like this original video, in your description, and that's it really. It's super easy, and they let you use all their music, and you won't get a copyright strike. So that's all I've been using, and it's really good professional music. But I think that's really it. I just wanted to show you guys what I use, what programs I use, and things like that. And also to record my screen, which you don't really need to do ever for automotive unless you're doing something like this, I guess, is I use the GeForce Experience right here. And all that really is, it comes with your graphics card if you have a GeForce graphics card. And you guys might not know what that is, and that's fine. But they come with a feature called Shadow Play, and it's a really good feature, better than other programs you can buy even to record your screen, and it does a tremendous good job. But in summary, I use a Blue Yeti microphone, Logitech C920 webcam, custom PC, and that's all you really need. You don't need really good stuff to edit or anything like that. It just might take a little bit longer, but you don't need great stuff. So let's get back to the outros. But that will conclude it for today's video. I hope it informed you of how I record my videos. You guys learned what I do or what you can do now to make your videos better. And I don't even know if my videos are good, so it might make your videos worse. Who knows? But I'm just going to tell you. But I just did this because everyone was asking me how I make them, what recording software I used, how I got my angles, how I got certain shots. So I wanted to explain all that in this video. And I hope this makes your content better. And I'm always finding new ways for me every single day to make mine better. I'm just always looking at other people's YouTube channels and seeing how they record. And if they make videos like this, I definitely watch them because I'm always more really interested to see on what other people do. And it always helps my channel out too. So always pay attention to other people's videos. And from now on, just pay attention to the angles they do. And maybe think about how they do that. Because I know when I watch like TJ Hunt, That's in Blue, all the automotive channels, I always think about how they did this shot and maybe how I can do it. And it would make my channel better. Who knows? But as always, browse the channel. You might find something you really, really like. And maybe that'll make you subscribe. So I hope you guys subscribe if you enjoy my content. Leave a thumbs up if this answered your question of how I record my videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.